Best and worst flankers of the most popular fragrances on the market. So today I'm just gonna be showing you guys some of the most popular fragrances, most complimented fragrance ever, and tell you guys which flanker of that fragrance is the best one and which one is the worst one. So very simple concept, a lot to cover, so let's just jump right into it. Yo, what's up guys, Timmy, welcome back to another video today, and today we have best and worst flankers of the most popular men's fragrances. So before I begin this video, I've left a template down in the comment section below that you guys can copy and paste and fill in the blanks and play along as this video is going or after you watch the video. So feel free to go down in the comment section and participate. So the first fragrance line we're gonna be exploring is Prada L'Homme. Now Prada L'Homme, of course, legendary office fragrance. There's not much I need to say about this that you guys don't already know about. Really nice, soft, iris feeling, has a linen clean vibe. Really nice fragrance, extremely versatile as well. It's not really reserved just for the office time. You can wear this pretty much any time in the spring or summer. I've really been a big fan of wearing this one in the summertime. Magic. So yeah, Prada L'Homme, the best flanker. Actually, let's go with the worst flanker first. Now, to pick the worst flanker from this line is not always the easiest because this line has actually no bad fragrances. Yeah, I like every single fragrance from this line, some more than other, of course. So to put this one as the worst is kind of being a little bit harsh to it because it's really not a bad fragrance at all. But the worst flanker, or the one that I like the least from this line, is gonna be Prada L'Homme Low. Yes, this one to me, I never ever feel like picking this one up at all as opposed to Prada L'Homme, because these fragrances are used in pretty much the same situation: springtime, summertime, office occasion, clean type environments. They both give a little bit of a different vibe. Of course, this one, the Low, gives a little bit more of a clean linen, very kind of like a white fragrance-ish kind of way, white clean linen. Yeah, it's much more cleaner than Prada L'Homme, but I never feel like this has enough for me to grab over the original Prada L'Homme. This one to me is just sexier, it's more youthful. This one just leans too safe. I mean, Prada L'Homme is already quite a safe scent. This one goes in even more of a safe direction, and for me, I just never feel like reaching for this one, you know, over this one. So hence why it's the worst flanker, but by no means, again, that this is a bad fragrance. It's not a bad fragrance. It's a really, really good fragrance. I like it a lot, but if I were to pick the worst one, I would have to go with this one. So yeah, next one is gonna be the best flanker from this house, and of course is a no-brainer, Prada L'Homme Absolu. I talk about this one to death. It's very sexy, it's dark, my girlfriend loves it. It's my second favorite designer fragrance of all time. You guys all know that. It has dry iris, dry cardamom in here. The Prada L'Homme DNA is in the background. It's just a really, really well put together nights out occasion version of Prada L'Homme, and I love every single thing about this fragrance, from the scent to the performance to how sexy it feels without being like too much of a try-hard, I guess, because of that Prada L'Homme DNA is still soft and subtle in the background. Really like this fragrance a lot. That is the best flanker for the L'Homme line. Next line we're gonna talk about is Viktor & Rolf's Spicebomb line. Of course, this one is the original right here, Spicebomb. Dry spices, very brutal, edgy, sexy, nights out type of fragrance for men. Love this one. When I first got my nose on it, it blew me away. It really surprised me. It's one of those scents that is just extremely memorable. You're never gonna forget how this thing smells. You smell it off someone else, you're gonna know instantly it's Spicebomb. It has that kind of unique, super signature that is only associated with this line of fragrance until kind of later on down the line where they deviate a little bit. But yeah, the original one is amazing. I still recommend it today. Now, the worst of the worst flanker, man, you guys saw this one coming. It's Spicebomb Night Vision, the Eau de Toilette version. Now, I do own the Eau de Parfum version, and I do enjoy that one more. I feel like it has more power, has a little bit more character with that nutty pistachio type of vibe. I like that one more than this one, but by no means do I think the EDP is a great fragrance. It is not a great fragrance to me. It works, it'll get you compliments, but at the end of the day, it's still a little bit on the generic side. But the worst one of it all has to be the Eau de Toilette version. This one is just Spicebomb's version of Invictus. Like if you take Invictus, you spice it up with some Spicebomb DNA, you get just this. But it's mainly just really mass appealing, boring, you smell this a billion times before type of DNA at a really high Spicebomb price. So yeah, no-go in all categories. This is the worst flanker, no competition. And the best flanker, and this was highly debated for me because I really like the Spicebomb Eau Fresh version and I like the extreme version, and I went with the one that's not discontinued. Yeah, this one is the extreme. Bam, Spicebomb Extreme. This is, to me, a warmer, more romantic, gourmandish version of the original Spicebomb. It has a lot more punch behind it, a lot more depth, nuances, best for wintertime as opposed to Spicebomb, the original, which is really good for fall time, springtime. I would say Spicebomb Extreme is almost exclusively late fall or winter because of that rich kind of gourmandish, warm, inviting feeling that it has. Of course, there's vanilla in here, tobacco and cinnamon. It just has that really attractive, masculine, cuddle buddy by the fireplace type of vibe. Really enjoy this fragrance, Spicebomb Extreme, the best flanker of the line, and right now, currently, the best performing fragrance in the line as well. Next one is gonna come to a surprise for you. I didn't really want to add this one in here, but I feel like it would surprise you enough to add it in here. Now, the next fragrance I'm gonna talk about is Dior Sauvage. Yeah, and you might be thinking, Timmy, there's not that many flanker of Dior Sauvage, right? There's only the Parfum and there's the EDP, so it's really a no-brainer choice. But there's one more that a lot of you guys might be forgetting, but we'll get to that one here in a little bit. Now, the worst flanker to me is undoubtedly the Parfum version. This, to me, the only reason it sucks, actually two reasons it sucks. First reason is that the smell itself is just not what I look for, I guess. It leans a little bit too deep, too kind of like a, what's it called, base notey for me. There's not a lot of freshness, not enough freshness anyway, to really lift up those notes and make it sparkle or make it something that is super, I would say, likable or enjoyable by, you know, a majority of people. And that's really why I wear Dior Sauvage. By the way, if I want to wear something artistic, I would go with something else from some other line. That's not what I wear Sauvage for. But yeah, Parfum, the smell itself doesn't really hit home for me completely. That's why I don't like it. Number two is that it just doesn't perform off my skin. Now, I heard a lot in the comment section that people are saying, hey, it lasts forever on me, it performs on you. That's absolutely great. I'm happy that it performs on you. I'm just saying off my own skin, it just doesn't, and I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not lying. I bought this straight from Dior. You can see a vlog of me buying straight from Dior, so there's no fake here, guys. It just does not work off my skin for some reason, doesn't project. My friend as well, it doesn't project off his skin. Some other reviewers as well, it doesn't project off their skin. So, but you know, I understand some people get great performance, I just don't. So that's why this is, to me, the worst of the Sauvage flanker. Now, the best of the Sauvage flanker, I'm gonna give it to Sauvage Very Cool Spray. And this is a little bit of a controversial choice because a lot of people might think, hey, man, it's not really, is it really a fragrance? Yes, it is. It's not a deodorant for some people who think it's a deodorant. Is it actually an eau de toilette? Very Cool Spray to me is the best simply because it is so fresh, so refreshing, so singy. The citrus here comes across really attractive in a way. Like, it's just so fresh, it's attention grabbing. If I'm gonna wear Sauvage, I want something more refreshing, and that's my sole purpose of wearing Sauvage. Refreshing, mass appealing, easy, dumb reach fragrance. The original does that for me very well, and the Very Cool Spray does it for me extremely well when it's just dead of summer. So this one for me beats over the EDP as the best flanker. Next one here, we have the best-selling fragrance on the men's market. This one is Acqua di Gio, and yeah, if the camera would focus, yeah, Acqua di Gio. This one, not much to say about it. A lot of you guys have probably already smelled this one. If not, please go do so. You're missing out on just a really gorgeous fragrance right here. No doubt there's a reason why it's the best seller ever. So yeah, so Acqua di Gio here has some herbally notes in here as well. That gives it a little bit of a unique kind of twist in a way alongside the aquatic and the citrus, all right? Really great fragrance right here, mass appealing. The only thing about this one now is that it just doesn't perform as good, I guess, as it used to. And this is a new bottle. I bought this in 2020, and I can attest to that the older bottle that I remember owning smells more potent than this one that I just bought right now. So yeah, really good fragrance. Got reformulated, I guess, throughout times. Now, Not the best, but still a really good scent. Now the worst flanker of this, and I know some people absolutely love this one, but I just don't. I think it's just a complete detachment from the line. It does have some freshness, but it just doesn't work for me. This one is Acqua di Gio Absolute Instinct. Now, I actually don't like both the Absolute and the Absolute Instinct. I feel like this is Acqua di Gio trying to lean towards the fall direction. It does have similarities to fragrance like A Sorrow Wanted by Night with how the sweetness comes across. It does have a little bit of Invictus DNA in here. So to me, it's just kind of like borderline a money grab type of fragrance where they just release it just to release it because people like this kind of DNA. But to me, it just doesn't work, man. That DNA, the kind of Invictus, the Sorrow kind of sweetness does not work with the aquaticness of the Acqua di Gio line. I'm not a fan of this one, especially considering the price. This one is pricey. You're not gonna find this below $80 or below $70. I'd rather go straight for Wanted, Wanted by Night, or any of the other Invictus. Those are also sometimes even half the price of this one as well. So no go for Acqua di Gio Absolute Instinct, not a fan. The best one though, right here, it's a toss-up between Profundo and Profumo, but I went with this guy, the Profumo. Yes, I feel like this one has a little more of that interesting DNA. It has the incense, it has a patchouli, it gives a little bit of a darkness, a light touch of incense smokiness alongside the aquatic notes. It gives a really nice contrast. It just has a lot more character built into the fragrance that differentiated enough from the original for me to feel like it's not redundant at all to own both. The Profundo, however, is a straight improvement over the original one. It has the freshness, it adds a little bit of a green kind of herbaliness to it as well, but at the end of the day it is really close to the original, especially when you smell it in the sillage, to the point where my boss actually complimented me and say, hey, are you wearing Acqua di Gio? In which I said, yes, I am, but it's the new one. But he couldn't really tell the difference. But yeah, Profundo to the general public smells the same as the original. Profumo, however, will give you that interesting dark touch, a little bit more of a mature touch to the Acqua di Gio DNA, if you will. So winner here, Acqua di Gio Profumo. Last line we're gonna explore is gonna be Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo. Now this one is a rather new line released in 2016. This one's focused on the coffee note, and this one in particular is the coffee. And this one in particular is coffee made in a gourmandish type of sweetness kind of way. So tiramisu is what this fragrance is really known for. It's really, really mass appealing to some people. My girlfriend absolutely loves this one. I know some people stand by this fragrance. For me, is love-hate. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't like it. But it's starting to grow on me a little bit, I guess, if you guys are wondering. But it really thought outside of the box. It was a fragrance that kind of wowed a lot of people off first impression, and I absolutely see why. The worst flanker of this line, and you guys probably will agree with me on this one, and it's here. It's Urban Feel. Wow, Urban Feel, Uomo Urban Feel. This one is just a blue fragrance. It's a take on a blue fragrance. It's absolutely Salvatore Ferragamo's way of saying, hey, I want a little bit of the blue fragrance pie, if you will, and they really didn't do it that well. The opening of this, not so great. The dry down of this smells a little bit. A lot of people say this has like an Office for Men type of vibe in here. I forgot which one came out first, but I don't think they're related in any way at all. But it does have a very kind of generic blue fragrance or generic office DNA in here. I would pick a lot of other blue fragrances, a lot of other office fragrances over this one. And that's saying a lot because this one is only $30, which is extremely affordable. And normally a fragrance this affordable, I would give a lot of passes for it if it smells cheap, but this one just smells not good. For me anyway, not worth the money even at $30, so I would skip that one entirely. There are a lot of better options out there. Now the best one is this one right here, Uomo's Casual Life. Now a lot of people would go with the Uomo's Signature, but I find the Uomo's Signature to be just a tad bit too sweet for me off my skin. I wore it like 3 or 4 times and it just it never really works for me. It always ends up coming off a little bit too cloying, so I can't do that one, I'm sorry. But Uomo Casual Life, however, is a very unique office DNA. It has a coffee note in here alongside the violet. It really gives it this kind of like heavy, dense violet with touch of sweet coffee. It's very unique DNA right here. If you smell this and you can tell me what fragrance this one smells like, you're lying, because there's no fragrance that smells like this one whatsoever. It borrows vibe from this one, yes, but by no means does this one smell like any other fragrance on the planet. And for $30 only, that's a big bonus. I have to give the winning spot to Uomo's Casual Life. Alright guys, that's all the best and worst flankers for those really mass appealing fragrances in this video. I have a part 2 coming up sometime in a few days or next week or something. Let me know down in the comment section below which line would you like me to cover, which line did I miss and you want to see maybe in part 2 or even part 3 of the video. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and bye.